Hello, welcome to the Villages, Florida. My name is David. I'm a realtor with Florida Realty Investments, and every week I take a close look at the real estate market here in the Villages. I'm going to orient you as to where the Villages is located. We are in Central Florida. The map you're looking at is showing you all active listings on the MLS as of today. Size of the circle denotes the size of the home, and the color of the circle denotes its price per square foot. That will be the case for all these maps that I show you, and you can see that it does indeed locate each home individually. The Villages is a 55 plus community. We have golf courses spread throughout, championship and executive. We have recreation, shopping, dining, and live entertainment in four town squares every night of the week. If you want to know what's happening to the real estate market here, what long term trends are, where properties are selling, where they aren't selling, this is the show for you. I'm going to break the Villages into four distinct geographic regions so you can compare between them. And a couple of things to note, the Villages has two distinct real estate marketplaces, the MLS and the VLS. The VLS is the Village's own internal marketplace. It's the only place you'll find new listings, but pre-owned homes are both on VLS and MLS. So if you're a buyer and you're only seeing VLS or you're only seeing MLS, you're only seeing about half of the properties available for sale. All of the information I'm presenting here is drawn from the MLS. The other point is that we produce this show every Monday. Make sure you check the date to ensure you're getting the most recent information. And as you look at this video, you get some sense as to the wide variety of homes available here. But it's worth noting that whether you have the least expensive home or the most expensive home, you have the same use of the amenities: golf, pickleball, recreation centers, swimming pools, etc. If you need to reach me, I can be reached either at DavidisinFlorida.com or DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. Be happy to help you with any questions you have. If you're a buyer looking for a good deal, I think you'll find our data-driven approach will help you find one. And if you're a seller, I think you'll find our approach will help you justify the highest reasonable asking price. So with that out of the way, let's take a look at what's happening in the Villages real estate market this week. We cover a lot of material on the show, so feel free to pause if you need to examine any of these charts in more detail. But we're going to start by looking at total listings, which this week are identical to the number of listings of last week. We're at 580 active listings on the MLS as of today. We're going to focus on listings in the beginning, and I'm going to show you how the different areas of the Villages compare. But here we're looking at the median time on the market for all MLS listings. This week, 69 days, slight increase from last week. And as you can see, we're still very close to the longest period of time that properties have remained on the market here. This is the median list price per square foot for all MLS listings as of today, 249.04. This is the lowest number that we've ever seen. The previous graph shows you the list price per square foot going back to April of 2022. Here I've zoomed in on the previous 12 months. You can get some sense as to what's been happening more recently. And you can see that the slide in list price per square foot seems to be accelerating now. Now let's take a look at how the different areas of the Villages compare. I've divided the Villages into four geographic regions. Here you're looking at the entirety of the Villages. Each circle represents a property for sale. The size of the circle denotes the size of the property, larger the circle, larger the home, and the color of the circle denotes its price per square foot. The brighter the circle, the more expensive per square foot. That's going to be the format for all of these maps that I show you. And even though I do focus on price per square foot, it's important to note that many variables are considered by residents in addition to the price per square foot, things that this metric does not capture, things such as view, location, and privacy. This is the first of the four areas. This is the older part of the Villages. This is the north. This week, 270 active listings. This area is located between Highway 42 and Highway 466. This week, 270 active listings. The second area is the area that I'm calling the Mid-North. This is everything south of 466 and north of 466A, commonly referred to here as between the sixes. As of today, there are 151 active listings in this area. This is still one of the more popular parts of the Villages because it's so close to so many amenities. The third area is the Mid-South. We're getting into the newer part of the villages here. This is the area south of 466A and north of Highway 44. This includes Brownwood Town Square and, as of today, 64 active MLS listings. And the last area is the south. This is everything south of Highway 44. This is the direction of the village's future growth. There are 95 active listings as of today. Here's a summary. You can get some sense of activity levels in the different regions. You can see north, mid-south, and south, how many active listings there are as of today, how many homes went pending over the previous 60 days, and how many closed over the previous 60 days. If the number is an increase from the previous week, it's highlighted in green. If it's a decrease, it's highlighted in red. Green doesn't necessarily mean good and red bad. For example, if the number of listings increase, that might not be considered a positive, even though it's highlighted in green. So now let's take a little deeper dive into the differences between the regions. Let me first start by looking at the villages as a whole. You can see 580 active listings as of today. You can see the smallest and largest home and median size, and the same information for prices and per foot prices. This is the same information, but here I've broken it down by region. You can see north, mid-south, and south, how many listings there are, the size ranges and the median size, price range and median price, and per foot and median price per foot. This should give you some perspective on what property prices are available here. You can see the price ranges and how many homes are available in each of the price ranges. For example, 580 total listings. The most active price segment, the $300,000 to $400,000 price range, 202 active listings today. In properties that cost more than $1.5 million, only one are currently available for sale. And here we look at the number of properties that are available by price per square foot. So you can see the most active price segment as of today is 225 to 250 a foot, 154 homes available for sale. 249.04 is the median list price per square foot for all active MLS listings. Here's a different perspective. We're looking at all active listings on the MLS as of today, and we're looking at what year they were constructed. You can see the growth progression of the villages from the north to the south. Construction in the north basically ended around 2000, and it only began in the south in 2020. You can see the entirety of the villages on the right and each of the four regions that I described earlier on the left. Now we'll look at what changed over the last week. This is a 4-week average of new listings and pending home sales. The red line is new listings and the blue line pending home sales. The 4-week average is one more home going pending than newly listed, but I'm going to show you a more detailed perspective on this in the next chart. This is not smoothed. This just shows you the difference between new listings and pending home sales. Readings above the zero line indicate more homes going pending than being listed. We are below the zero line. There were 3 more new listings than homes going pending over the last 7 days. We'll take a closer look at the homes that went pending over the last 7 days. This map shows you the location of each of those. There are 38 dots on the map. Once again, the larger the circle, the larger the home, and the brighter the circle, the more expensive per square foot. Here we continue looking at pending home sales over the last 7 days, and we're looking here at how long they were on the market before going pending. Median 53 days, that is a 4-week average, and you can see that even though we are still around 50, we are down from recent highs. Here we're looking at the price at which the homes that went pending over the last 7 days went pending. On a per foot basis, the 4-week average is 246.73. We are up slightly. We were below 240 just a week or two ago. Here we're trying to get some sense as to the pressure that sellers or buyers might be feeling. This is the median price change from the original asking price for the homes that went pending over the last 7 days. 6.25%, the median price reduction. Here we're looking at activity over the last 60 days. You can see that 181 homes went pending. $300,000 to $400,000 range, by far the most popular price segment here in the villages. 3 homes went pending over $1.5 million though. Now we'll take a look at the homes that closed over the last 7 days. They numbered 31, down quite markedly from over 45 sales a week a couple of weeks ago. This is a 4-week average. I'm going to show you week by week on the next chart. Here you can see week by week a number of sales going back to 2022. The red line is 2025. We are pretty closely matching activity levels of previous years. 30 sales was the actual number of sales closing over the last 7 days, pretty much in line with previous years. But I will point out that the Villages continues to build new homes, and if this number does not increase over time, that is not great for the market. This is the same information as in the previous graph, but here I've smoothed it with a 4-week moving average. You can see the red line 2025. We are very closely matching sales levels of previous years. This map shows you the location of each of the 30 homes that closed over the last 7 days. You can see that there is activity seemingly evenly spread from north to south. Here we're looking at how long the homes that closed over the last 7 days were on the market. 58 days, the median time. This is a 4-week average, but as you can see, even though we are down from recent highs of over 60, we're still very close to those highs. Because this graph is a smooth 4-week average, it doesn't capture week-to-week changes. And I think I should note that the period of time that homes are on the market was only 23 and a half days last week. The previous week, it was 70 days, almost 3 times longer. Here we look at the homes closing over the last 7 days once again. This is a smooth 4-week average, 236.75 a foot, but last week's actual number increased dramatically. It was 223 a foot last week. The last 7 days it increased to 245 a foot. And here's a breakdown of the homes that closed over the last 60 days. You can see what prices were most popular here. $300,000 to $400,000 range, 118 homes closed over the last 60 days. 200 to 379 homes. This is a perspective on the market as a whole. We're looking at weeks of inventory. This is a number of listings divided by number of sales on a week-by-week basis. You can see we're inching closer and closer to 20 weeks of inventory again. If you find this information valuable, please consider liking the video or even better, subscribing to the channel. We really would appreciate the encouragement. Here we're looking at all listings once again, and here we're looking at what percentage of listings have reduced their asking price from the original asking price. 60.69% of listings have reduced their asking price. We were below 50% at the beginning of the year. And here we look at what the actual percentage reduction is. This is the median price reduction for all MLS listings, 4.53%, the median price reduction, very, very slight increase from the week before. If you're a buyer and you're trying to find a good deal here in the Villages, or you're a seller and you're trying to maximize your return in a reasonable period of time, please reach out to me at either DavidisinFlorida.com or DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. I'll be happy to research properties for you, answer questions about life in Central Florida or life in the Villages itself. If you have any questions, once again, DavidisinFlorida.com, DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. Please reach out if you have any questions. Hope to hear from you. Take care.